Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for July of 2021. We are the astrologers of Pandora Astrology. I'm Jamie Kale Miller, and I'm in Berkeley, California.
And I'm Julia Mijas in San Francisco.
And Scorpio, if Juno's relationship retrospection period, which is going on for all of us, has brought you into conflict with your partner and it makes you just want to retreat to your work life, well, that would be no surprise, but maybe a little work-life balance is in order. A natal and transit reading can help you sort that stuff out. If you want that, there's a link for it in the YouTube description below. Well, I have to say this July looks a lot more smooth than June did. And there are some really good reasons behind that. One is that Mercury retrograde is over, which is fantastic. It's starting to get untangled now. And secondly, both of this month's moons involve a lot of harmony and no stress, which is great news as well. And then Juno, which is still retrograde. And so we are involved in our relationship retrospection, and that kind of sucks at times. But neither moon is involved with that this month. So we should be able to kind of simmer down and approach it with a little bit more calm this month. So for you, the relationship retrospection period and that Juno placement is happening right here in your second house, which is the house of food, body, and money, the things that connect us to the physical world. And so you may find that in your relationship retrospection, and this is going on for about 4 months, it's not going to be done until August 2nd, and it's been kind of grueling. I don't know if you've noticed, but you may have been having fights with your partner. You may be wanting to grow financially, and you feel like your partner is holding you back. You may be wanting to grow and expand in your relationship with your body image, and you may feel like your partner is holding you back, or maybe your partner is trying to help you, but it's not necessarily the way that you want them to. So if you want to find out more about Juno's relationship retrospection period this year in Sagittarius, you can find the video for that in our July news playlist. Hey, Julia, what is Mercury, what are Mercury, Venus, and Mars up to for the Scorpios of the world this month?
Oh, they're up to a lot, Jamie. Hey there, Scorpio. I'll begin with Mercury, that planet that just finished its retrograde cycle last month. Still moving a little slowly, so there might be a bit of a shadow period, but it's speeding up at the very beginning of the month. And this is it starts the month in your 8th house. This is the house of other people's money, the money that you share with people close to you, as well as institutions. So we're talking mortgages, loans, investments, joint credit cards, inheritances, things like that. So your mind could be pretty preoccupied by these matters at the beginning of the month. And the 8th house also has a lot to do with research. So you could also be really deep diving on some subjects, whether they're in your professional or your personal life. Then on July 11th, Mercury moves into your 9th house of education. So this is a great transit for Mercury, especially if you're in school or you're learning something or just interested in learning something new in general. The 9th house also has a lot to do with travel. Mercury can be kind of a travel planet too, so you might take a little trip somewhere that kind of expands your horizons in some way as well. Then Venus and Mars are going to be in your 10th house this month. I'll start with Venus. They both have kind of sort of contrasting meetings here, a little bit of a push and pull energy in 10th house matters. And that's the house of career, also the house of authority figures. So Venus starts the month in this house, and she tends to bring some pleasure. She tends to bring harmony wherever she goes. So this can help you sort of get along well with the people that you're working with. The 10th house also represents our public image. So if you do anything on a public level, like if you have a blog or do something very public at work, this could be a little boost to your image during this cycle. And yeah, getting along well with authority figures in your life, whether they're parents or teachers or government officials or even your boss. Then Venus is going to move into your 11th house on the 21st. That's the house of friends. That's the house of the groups that you're a part of in your life. And Venus is going to really sort of up the tempo of your social life, where you'll be enjoying connecting to a lot of new friends, perhaps, even if you're a part of any group, spending more time with them as well. If you have a partner, you're going to want to enjoy them in a group context. And if you're single, then it's a really good time to get on a dating app or something, online dating in general, because the 11th house does rule all types of networks. Now, Mars is also in that 10th house this month. It's going to be in the 10th for most of the month. So with Mars here, you're going to be putting a lot of energy towards your career, but you also might be more willing to sort of run roughshod over others, including your boss. So a little bit of a push and pull energy. The best way I think to handle this is to really sort of focus on doing a lot of independent work, trying to find some sort of like productive ways of getting your energy out instead of maybe needing to sort of make a stand to authority figures right now. And that can help things out quite a bit. Then at the very last day or two of the month, Mars is going to be moving into your 11th house of friends, bringing some of that Mars energy into the mix. But we're going to go into that transit in a lot more detail in our next videos next month, because that's where the bulk of the transit is going to take place.
Yep. Well, I want to tell you a couple of things, particularly about the moons, but also a little bit about Chiron and the sun. So the first of these is the new moon in Cancer, which is happening on July 9th. The moon in Cancer is the very epitome of the milk of human kindness. There is a warmth about it, a mother love and nurture quality to it. And it being a new moon, it's a great time to plant seeds. This is in the house of foreigners, the house of travel and the exotic, the house of growth and expansion. So we're calling this one random kindness. And our advice is that this is a really good moon under which to do something nice for somebody, maybe without even taking any credit for it. It's good for you, it's good for them, it's good for everybody's karma. So why not do that with somebody who is from a very different background from yourself and expand your bubble of empathy? That can be a wonderful thing. So the next thing I want to tell you about is the fact that Chiron is going retrograde this month. Here's Chiron traveling along through your 6th house. Chiron is the archetype of the wounded healer. And it's been in your 6th house for some years already, bringing up old wounding to the surface so that it can be healed. The 6th house is the workplace. So in this house, you find the value that you bring to work and how you organize yourself there, the systems that you create. And Chiron passing through Aries is demanding, a healthy, balanced assertion in the workplace. So this could be a real turning point in that long-term process. And it's right there as Chiron turns retrograde on July 15th. We've made a video about Chiron transits, how they feel and how to handle them. You'll find that on our YouTube channel in the July 2021 news playlist. So you might want to check that out to find out more. The next thing that's happening is that the sun will change signs. Here's the sun moving along through the sign of Cancer, finishing out your 9th house and entering into your 10th house here in Leo. So the sun is going to bring the spotlight of attention and conscious awareness to your arena of career. So there's really a lot of activity in your career house this month. And when the sun does move there is a really great time for you to also put attention on your career, to ask yourself, how could I be more shiny? How can I bring more of myself to my career? And how can I be more creative and self-expressive and more leaderly in my career during this warm and generous season of Leo? Then the last thing I want to tell you about is the full moon, which is right here, with the sun continuing there in Leo in the 10th house opposite the moon in Aquarius in your 4th house. Now, the moon loves to be in the 4th house. This is a full moon, which is what it is when the sun and the moon are opposite each other. And full moons tend to be pretty emotionally strong. Sometimes we feel more during a full moon. The moon pulls the tides in the oceans and also in our bodies, because we're made of mostly water, right? And a lot of the things that govern the emotions that we have, such as, hormones and glandular secretions and neurotransmitters are all liquid. So obviously the moon pulls that stuff, and never more than at the full moon. This one landing in your fourth house where the moon loves to be says that emotions could be high on the home front and around family members. And with the moon being in Aquarius, this suggests, and what are our keywords for it? Community support. That your family can be your community, and your community can be your family. And this could be a great time for giving and receiving support with those people right around you that you love and also have to get along with. And that's what we have for you today, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please be sure to share it and subscribe to our channel. Let everybody in your life know about our horoscopes. They can be found on our website, pandoraastrology.com. You can find news videos on the topics mentioned today, such as Juno retrograde and Chiron transits and the moons, in our July 2021 news playlist on our Pandora Astrology YouTube channel. And until next time, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.